Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can probably tell by the title of the video, I'm doing a 24-hour readathon. I love watching these videos so much and I've always wanted to do one, and so I've decided to do one this weekend. I've got a couple of days off. It has worked out to be a good time to do one as well because I am unfortunately sick, or at least I think I'm getting sick. Like, my body hurts. I did slip down my stairs the other day as well, so first I had pain from that, and now like my head is just killing me, so it's kind of a perfect time to hopefully just like lay down in bed or like sit down and read for hours. I did technically start it last night, like the timer, but I have only done, let's double check, I've done 39 minutes of reading. So I haven't read too much, but I wanted to get a head start last night just because I don't know how long I'm going to be able to read for today. Like, my aim is like 12 hours today and 12 hours tomorrow, but like, we'll see. We'll have to see. As for my TBR, it really depends on my mood, I think, for the next couple of days, and just to see how I go and how quickly I read as well. But the book that I did end up starting already, I am 42 pages into it, is Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. I love Lucy Score's writing so much. I vlogged my experience reading the first book in the Knock 'Em Out series, and I'll leave that link down below as well. This book is the third and I think the final book in the Knock 'Em Out series. It comes out on the 5th of September and it is currently the 2nd of September, so I'm lucky enough to have an early copy. I really love the first two books in this series as well. The first one is a slow burn and it follows Knox and Naomi, and then the second one is like a, I want to say like enemies to lovers, but it's like enemies to lovers for a romance, you know, like a non-fantasy enemies to lovers. Each book in the series so far has been cute and fun with different tropes and whatnot, but like in the background there's like a sinister sort of like mystery going on. I think it's going to wrap up in this book and I'm really curious to see how it goes. I'm really excited for this book in particular because it follows Sloane and Lucian, and we've had like little tidbits of those two interacting in the previous two, and it's like, we knew from the epilogue that they were gonna get together, but like, I need to read like what their history is, and we're sort of getting into it already, like even only 40 pages in. But all of that to say, this is going to be my first read of the readathon and I'm so excited for it. So I think I'm going to continue on with the video. It is currently 10:44. I don't know if you can see that, but I haven't started the timer again yet today because I haven't read anything today. But I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea because my head is currently throbbing and it is killing me right now, and then I'm gonna go and sit and read. So, where's my clock? Oh my god, I almost hit reset. I am an hour and 30 minutes in to reading and I'm up to page 95. I already really love Lucian and he is like the grumpy boss sort of trope, but he reminds me a little bit of Dom from By Thread by the same author, and I love Dom. Well, I ended up loving Dom. And right off the bat, I really love finally learning some more about Lucian and like what he does for work, because it's hinted at in the previous books, but it's like we don't get any information, and we just know that like him and Sloane were like good at one point and then they hate each other. And it's really interesting as well because like the first like 50 pages we got to see how Lucian sort of interacted with Sloane outside of work, and then at work he is like more ruthless and stuff like that. So being able to see him not in like the grumpy boss environment that you would normally see was really interesting as well. And I think maybe that's why I like him as a grumpy boss like right off the bat. And I didn't get it on camera, but it's already made me cry, like not like sobbing tears, but I definitely teared up when they were in like the diner and they were having hot chocolate. And I don't know where this is going exactly. Like, I don't know what to expect, especially with Salome and Lucien, because this is definitely focused more on those two as characters and their interaction, but like there's no romance between the two so far. So I think this one might take a little while for them to kind of get together, but I already see the seeds being planted and I'm really liking it. So I'm gonna continue and I'll probably update you in a couple of hours. I am 4 hours 42 minutes into the readathon. I'm up to page 266 and I'm currently crying, which I wasn't expecting, and it wasn't like the crying I was doing before. Like, I am so sad. I don't know how to talk about this without spoiling everything. We're finding out more about Lucien and his childhood, and we found out exactly why he and Salome kind of don't like each other, or at least why he holds a grudge against Salome. And like, I get it from both ends, but like, it's so sad. This is making me feel so many things. I think this is like my favorite of the series so far. We haven't gotten to any part of the romance in this book and I am like just under halfway. So not a lot has happened on the romance front, but like, I'm not mad about it. We're just getting like a character study into these two characters and I really like it. Like, it's really good, and I think it's some of like Lucy Score's best work. My camera is starting to die, so I'm going to charge the battery, continue reading, and I don't know like when I'm gonna finish this because I'm almost like 5 hours into it. So unless I can like hurry up and get my reading done, I don't know whether I'll like actually finish this within like 12 hours. Hello, so I am exactly 7 hours into the readathon apparently, which I'm surprised I stopped it at that exact time, to be honest. But, oh no, I don't have a bookmark. Oh, I just found my page, never mind. I am up to page 400 and chapter 32, and I am still loving this so much. This is definitely my favorite book of the entire series. I think the last time I updated you, I said that we hadn't really gotten to like the romance aspect. We've definitely gotten to the romance aspect now. Loads of smutty scenes, loads of like tension and banter between Lucien and Salome, and I am loving it. It is so well done. I really enjoy these two. Like, I think out of the entire Knock 'Em Out series, like, these two are my favorite. I just want them to like get their shit together and enjoy like being together. It's been really cool to finally learn more about their background and their history together, and it's all in the form of like flashbacks, but every time there is a flashback sequence, it's like 22 or 23 years like prior to the events taking place, and it makes me so sad. Like, their story is very tragic, and like, I know it happened when they were teenagers, but I do kind of like understand the grudges that they are holding against each other. Like, I get it. I think the last like 100 pages or so have basically just been smart, but it's been really good, and it's still the most, I think, plot heavy of the entire series. And that's not to say that like the romance is bad or like not there. It's just that like if you've read the first 2 books, like the events that are sort of set up in those 2 books are very, very heavily explored in this book. As bad as it sounds, the non-romance aspect were some of my favorite parts of the previous 2 books. And so like I love the romance, but I really liked the other plot line that was going alongside it. And so I'm really happy to say that this has like a bigger focus on that, and I personally am loving that aspect of it as well. I might try and give you one more update before I finish it. Otherwise, if I just end up finishing the book and like binging the rest like I did for the past however many pages, I'll probably just like update you at the very end. But yeah, I am loving this. But I'm going to continue. I have finally taken off all of my makeup. I've started my skincare, and then I'm just gonna continue laying in bed and reading. Also, I've like changed locations a little bit because I don't currently have a bed frame. It was unfortunately broken recently from making a TikTok. And so the mattress is currently in the lounge room. And so everything is kind of in the one room. So I wanted to get out of there and mix up the scenery a little bit. Yeah, anyway, enough about that. I'm gonna get back into this and hopefully finish it soon. Did you see her before she moved her head? I took photos.
I'm gonna come and give you some pats.
No,
what?
I just accidentally reset my entire timer, and I'm very annoyed about it. Anyway, I guess I'm starting from 0 again. The biggest plot twist just happened, and I was not expecting it. Anyway, so I worked out where I accidentally stopped the timer. I was almost exactly on 8.5 hours, which makes it really easy. And now I read for another 34 minutes. So at least with like the clean number, it makes it easier to kind of like add on and keep up to date with. So I read for 9 hours and 4 minutes. So I think I'm going to finish this one soon. I'm up to page 505 and there's like 580 pages. So it is like 20 to midnight at the moment. So I am getting tired. I also look really tired, so just ignore my bags. I still love this. Like, the verdict is that this is my favorite book in the series and I'm enjoying it so much. And I've cried several times. I've laughed out loud several times. Now I'm like absolutely shocked by this like plot twist at the end. I should have seen it coming and I just didn't. Hello, so I have read for 10.5 hours altogether, so there's 2 hours there and then adding on the 8.5 from before, and I did end up finishing Things We Left Behind. I finished it at like 1:30 in the morning, so I really loved it. The ending made me cry, but like in a good way. I think it really wrapped up the series really nicely. And like the bonus epilogues were really good as well. Like, I just love all of the epilogues in this series, so I just think they're like well done compared to some of the books. But I love this so much. Like, if you like the drama that happens in the other two books, you'll definitely love this one. Obviously, this is primarily a romance novel, like, between the two characters, but, like, there is a lot of drama in here, and I loved every second. I thought it was really, really good, and I'm so glad I decided to, like, read it. I am so happy about this because, like, this was my favorite book. I am, like, almost tempted to get, like, this feels like a 5-star read to me. I don't know whether it's like 4.5 or like a 5-star read, but the more I think about it, the more I can't really, like, find any, like, faults with this that, like, really annoyed me. Yeah, it was really, really good. I loved it. I don't know what I'm going to do for my next read because we do have plans today, unfortunately, so I won't be able to read for a couple of hours. I am trying to think of, like, maybe read on, like, something with Kindle Unlimited so I can read on my phone, but then if I read in the car, I will end up feeling car sick, and so it's a little bit frustrating to try and think of what I can read. Or I was thinking maybe this on Kindle Unlimited first, and that way I can pick up the physical when I get home, because I don't want something too long on Kindle Unlimited because I don't have a Kindle, and because I'm reading for so many hours at a time, I don't want to be staring at my iPad for, like, I don't know, however many hours. But I think this one might be a good one. This is on my TBR for this month anyway, and I really like the sound of it. I've been so hyped for it. But I'm thinking of this one because that way I can read a little bit on my phone if I'm, like, sitting down or have downtime or anything, and that way I can pick it up on, like, either format when I'm here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this one. I'm really hoping to get this video done today, but I don't think it's gonna be possible. Well, I've read 10.5 hours, so I have 14 hours to go. So I don't know how people do this because I feel like I did nothing but read yesterday and I still went to, like, I couldn't help but fall asleep. Hello, so I am that many hours into the readathon. So what, 8.5 plus almost 4, almost 12.5 hours into the readathon. So I'm almost halfway, which is exciting. I am 88 pages in, or I'm up to chapter 11. Oh my god, sorry. I feel awful right now. Like, my head hurts, my muscles really hurt, my throat hurts, and I'm having a lot of trouble, like, focusing on much else. But I am really enjoying it so far. Like, this just throws you straight into the world, and the world building already is just incredible. It's really, really good. I do wish we got, like, a little bit more of the reasons why, like, two of the, like, the vampire factions don't like each other, but I am hoping that we get more of that later on. I'm not too sure. But we've met the guy who I assume is the love interest. I don't know how I feel about him yet. Like, so far we don't really know much about him. The main character, Araya, has only interacted with him a couple of times. But basically she is, like, the adopted human daughter of the vampire king. And then she ends up being thrown into, like, this kind of brutal, like, competition. And if she survives, then she, I think, gets to be made, like, the equal to the vampire king. But so far she's managing to survive, which is exciting for her considering she is a human surrounded by vampires. And the writing is really good as well. Like, the writing is gorgeous. It's very descriptive, and it's, like, not too flowery or, like, not too much purple prose, but it's still really, like, nice to read. And just, like, physically reading this book as well is really beautiful. Like, the chapter headers, like, are just absolutely stunning. I know that's, like, not reflecting on the content of the book, but I'm enjoying it still, and it makes for a good reading experience. I don't know how much of this I'm going to end up reading tonight. Like, I don't know how long I can stay up and read. I'm really hoping to at least read like more than 2 books in this 24 hours, but I've just been like so slow, and like my head has been so sore for the past like day and a half. But I'm hoping to get through more of this pretty quickly, but I will keep you updated. Hello, so I am 7 hours and 7 minutes into this half, so 15 hours total, roughly 15 and a half hours, and I am, oh my god, I am over halfway. I'm up to page 310, but I just wanted to give another update before I finish this book, because I called in sick to work today, and then I thought I was getting better, and now I just cannot stop sneezing and sniffling, and my throat has gotten a little bit worse. Honestly, I just feel awful. My reading is going a little bit slowly, but also because I'm sick, like I can't do anything else but read. So I'm still like making progress, if that makes sense. So I'm really enjoying this still. Like, I honestly think this might also be another 5-star read. Like, I don't know what my luck is in this video so far, but I am just devouring this. I am really liking the characters. I think we're finally gonna get to a little romance bit. Like, it seems to be heading in that direction, which I'm really excited for. And like Rain, like the love interest, can I just say, like, I love a grumpy hero. Like, I love a grumpy love interest. Obviously, I just finished Things We Left Behind as well, and Lucian is super grumpy and I loved it. But like, Rain, he isn't broody like the other like fantasy romance like love interests seem to be, and I kind of love it. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that trope so much, and I love so many like love interests that fit that description, but Rain just like being so lovely and understanding and like emotionally aware and emotionally intelligent, especially for a fucking vampire, like I love him. So yeah, the next update that I give you will probably be when I finish this book, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm still loving it, still obsessed, like probably more obsessed than I was at the beginning as well. Like, the second half is even better, and the first half was like really good and I couldn't stop reading, but the second half I think is like even better so far, so I'm taking that as a good sign. Okay, so almost 10 hours there, add 8.5, so 18 and a half hours. I have finished The Serpent and the Wings of Night. That ending, I think you probably saw by my reaction, but like the last like 50 to 80 pages were just absolutely wild. I wasn't expecting like half of what happened. I am just absolutely blown away by the twists at the end. This felt like a vampire version of like the Hunger Games and Akata, which is really weird to say. And I don't know if that's just because there's a bunch of like trials in this book that, you know, the main character has to survive against. I don't even know like what else to say apart from like how amazing this was and how incredible the characters are. I am so like torn and conflicted about how to feel about some of the characters because there's so many different sides to them. I really like Vincent as a character as well, and obviously Araya, like she is so complex, and even though this is from her perspective, I feel like I just can't tell like where she's going to go. Like she's not like a true unreliable narrator, but she does feel a little bit unreliable. Like her mind changes a lot and she goes kind of back and forth between decisions a lot, and you kind of don't know which way she's going to go. I'm so glad I read this. This was really, really good. I think I'm gonna rate this 5 out of 5 stars as well. So I've got 5.5 hours left of this reading vlog. I don't know what I'm gonna read for like the last book because I'll probably only get through one more book. Let me just have a quick look. I think I'm going to go with a little bit of a shorter book. I'm going to go with If We Ever Meet Again by Anna Huang. Now, with this author, I have DNF'd one of her books before, but I want to give her a second chance because I've heard from so many people that her work gets better, like after the first book in the Twisted series, but I just don't know if I can bring myself to go back to that series after really not liking the first one. So I've decided to give like another series of hers a go, and it's only like 280 pages, so I should hopefully be able to finish it. Like I said, I am like 18.5 hours in, so I've got 5.5 hours left, and I'll let you know how I feel. Hello, so I am 12 hours into this round, and I'm so sorry, my cats are both screaming for food right now, and so that means I am wait, 12 plus 8, that's 20.
Good job.
Oh my god, I am 20.5 hours in, and I'm already halfway through If We Ever Meet Again by Anna Huang, and I am really enjoying this compared to Twisted Love, and it's not like the greatest, and like I'm not super attached to the characters, but it's very easy to read, and like it's kind of cheesy, but it's also like fun and really sweet as well. So this is set in Shanghai, where the two main characters, Blake and Farah, are both studying abroad in Shanghai. It's going by really quickly, and I know from like the prologue that it looks like they break up, and I don't know like why or what's going on, but we'll have to like see what happens. I feel like this book is like a nice palette cleanser, and so I think I might end up continuing the series if I continue to enjoy it, which I am enjoying it so far. Alright, so I am that many hours in. Yeah, there we go. So I finished this. I rated it like a 3 stars on Goodreads, but it's probably more like a 2.5 stars. Like, I honestly flew through this. It was really easy to read. I think I am going to continue on with the series just because like I'm curious, and I feel like I said before, it's like a nice easy like palette cleanser to read. But I do just want to say that there is cheating in this book, and I feel like some people might really hate the tropes in this book, so just like look into that if you're thinking of picking this one up. But like it was fine, it wasn't like anything special. It was definitely better than Twisted Love for me personally. I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I was thinking of reading and finishing Happy Place, because I have had this on hold for like ages and I just need to finish it. I'm not enjoying this as much as I thought I would enjoy it, but in saying that, like, I do want to finish it still and see like how I feel about the ending and the last 100 pages. I'll probably like do a wrap up of this video like tomorrow after work when I'm like a little more awake, but I have already done this readathon for like way too long. I am still like happy that I've managed to like read for 24 hours, but like between like that and me getting like sick, it just did not work out as much as I wanted it to. Like ideally I would have gotten it done in like 2 days, ideally 1 day, but like I knew that wasn't going to happen, so like 2 days was my goal. But obviously like life happens, that didn't work out, that's fine. Anyway, I'm gonna get into Happy Place and finish that one up, and I'll let you know how it goes. So I've finished with 4 minutes to go, which I'm pretty happy with. And honestly, I liked the last 100 pages more than I did the rest of the book. Like there's lots of beautiful quotes in here, which is why I've underlined and annotated a lot of it as well. But I think the last 100 pages finally gave me, I don't know, like just having the connections between the characters finally kind of just communicate with each other was really nice to see, which I know was the point of the book anyway. This book covers a lot of things, and I do really like the themes it does cover. I do think if I read this a couple of years ago, I probably would have loved this more. Like easy 5 out of 5 stars. I would have been like crying. Like I can see me from like 2 or 3 years ago like eating this up, but me now, like I relate to a lot of what happened in this book, especially towards the end, regarding like career and like, you know, doing what makes you happy, and like even if that's like settling or whatever, like what does that even mean? The goal is sort of just to not hate your life or like not be miserable, and I hard relate to that like a lot. And I do totally get why people love this book, because it does really explore a lot of important themes, like not even just like the relationship between Win and Harriet, but like friendship and misunderstandings and miscommunication or lack of communication, and like drifting apart and then coming back together. But at the end of the day, your friends and your loved ones end up just wanting you to be happy, which is the point of the book. And like it is a beautiful story. Honestly, I feel like this is probably like a 3.5 for me, and I think the ending is honestly like the best part of the book, to be honest, apart from like the quotable stuff. Like I have like underlined like loads of the book. I am gonna leave it there because now I'm finished with the 24 hours. I am probably going to do like a proper wrap up of the books that I read tomorrow, because it is 10 p.m. at night for me right now and your girl is tired. But yeah, I can't believe I read for 24 hours in total. I feel like I know it's technically been 4 days, but like I feel like it's more like 3 days that I read for 24 hours, which I'm still happy with. I really enjoyed my time and it was a good challenge anyway, and I read a lot more like than I have in ages, which is really nice. Like I finished 4 books. Hello everybody, so for the final little clip of this video, I wanted to give you a little wrap up of all of the books that I read and my final ratings for all of them. So the first book was Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. This is the 3rd book of the Knock 'Em Out series. I ended up settling on a 5 out of 5 stars for this. I absolutely loved it. I think Salome and Lucien are definitely my favorite couple of the entire series. I love all of the characters. I love the main couples. And yeah, like I said, like Lucian and Sloane are just like the best. I love them so much. And Lucian, I love him. I love him so much. He is my favorite guy out of this entire series. The next book that I read for this video was The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which I rated 5 out of 5 stars. And I loved every second of this. If you're looking for a fantasy romance, I definitely recommend this. It was so exciting. It was really well written. It was absolutely gorgeous. And then I finished If We Ever Meet Again by Huang. This was a second chance author for me. I rated this one 2.5 out of 5 stars in the end, but I still like enjoyed my time reading it. It was just kind of like a filler read. And then I finally finished Happy Place, and I think I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, they are all of the books that I ended up reading for this video, and I had such a blast. Although I had a little bit of trouble for the portion of my reading throughout the past couple of days, I really did enjoy the challenge of trying to read for 24 hours. I think next time I do this challenge, I will make a few changes with like the setup for it, and I'm gonna try and do it in like 2 12-hour chunks. Like that's gonna be my aim. I think that was my aim this time around, but like now I know what's involved. So I'm excited to get into it. Let me know if you enjoyed this video at all. I'd love to do it again if that is something that you guys are interested in. But if you enjoyed it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below as well. It would really help me out. But yeah, I hope you have a fantastic day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you all next time for a new video. Bye!